Got disturbed there for a little bit. Right, where was I? Okay, yes, army. So that's foot regiment is going to be sent there. All useless. I'm not going to have any more than 2 cannons in my army because 3 cannons is slightly too much, to be honest. 4 cannons. No. And if they're all just normal standard cannons, then I don't want them. I want about 2 cannons and 2 howitzers. That's usually how I build my armies. Okay, right now all the all the settlements have no garrison in, so I'm going to recruit fencibles in every settlement that doesn't have a governor or a fencible in already. Right, if I disband the cannons as well, I also don't have to pay upkeep for them. It's something I did in my Austrian campaign, as I disbanded units I didn't think I'd need. Okay, so that's garrison. I'll just make sure Gibraltar's got a garrison. I think it has, because I've already looked. It has. Right, so the next thing I want to do is buildings. So let's have a look around the map. Cheap buildings is what I tend to build first, like these mines. They get you a bit of income to start with, and we have no roads. Okay, back in the Stone Age it looks like. They haven't even come up with basic roads in London. Not sure that's historically accurate. Right, anyway, that's just stuff I'm going to have to buy. Let's have a look what we got down here. I'm going to need a military port down at Gibraltar, so my fleet, which is going to be engaged in this area, doesn't have to go all the way back to Great Britain to refurbish. And also I hope that I don't get attacked in Gibraltar, because one fencible unit down there is not going to hold its ground for very long. Okay, so what else we got? So like cheap buildings like this cost you 900, but gain you an increase to the region's wealth very quickly. So these are the sort of buildings I go for to start with. Then I go for more expensive buildings later on. Okay, that'll do. Right, that's about it for this turn. And so I'm going to skip a few turns now, because that was basically just the intro out of the way, and until I've got something slightly more interesting happening. So basically that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to start building my economy up, then I'm going to get this army centralised, and I'm going to send it off to Spain. And my navy is just going to start, killing stuff everywhere. Okay, so the first things happened on the second turn. My fleet under Nelson was pursuing the French fleet, which has turned round and gone back up towards Portugal. You can't see it on this map. And then I was attacked by a Spanish trading fleet that was just off the coast of Morocco. So I'm just going to show you this battle to show you what navals will look like on this game. Oh, and to show you that the AI is equally as retarded on sea as it is on land. Right, the way I usually do navals is I have the fleet split into 2 line astern formations, just to get them closer to the enemy ships. Having them all in one very long line I don't find too useful, because having them all in one very long line means the front ship gets pounded before the back ships even got into position. So having them like this means I can then go on either side of the enemy fleet. Okay, so I'm upwind, I think, of the enemy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send these 3 ships on my right. I'm going to go straight ahead, and the ships on my left, I'm going to turn them into the. I don't know how you say this in nautical terms. Is it that with the wind, or in the wind, or with the wind? Whatever. I'm just going to sail them that way, so they cut off the Spanish ship's main line of approach. And also, I'll be able to get some good shots on the enemy's sails if he keeps going full mast into the with the wind like this. So if I can knock his masts off, then the ship will be dead. So this is how I used to play navals on Empire. I'm going to see if they're any different now. Right, I've had to change my plans somewhat, because I think the lead captain of the Spanish fleet is drunk, because he's turned his ship back towards the rest of the Spanish navy and is it's completely stopped the entire thing. So what I'm doing is I've gone into a long line, like I said I wouldn't do, but this is different. This is slightly different now, and I'm focusing all my ship's fire on that one ship which is in range. So yeah, pretty silly stuff by the AI. I'm not exactly surprised, I have to say. Damn, slightly out of range there. Okay. Yeah, no, while this is happening, another new thing with navals, and my god, my ship is on fire. What the hell? Okay, when your ship's on fire, you take fire at will off and you sail them out of the battle so that the crew can put the fire out. Yeah, another thing with navals on Napoleon is you can repair ships like this. You can repair damaged ships. I'm just going to take that out. Right, I'm going to switch this to chain shot to target the sails. I'm going to get that going a bit faster. I'm going to turn this ship round there and that ship round there to cut the Spanish off. I'm going to switch back to round shot now because he's now got his sides facing me. It's a tad annoying. I can't be in a broadside exchange with a great big Spanish ship. The one thing the British have got here is manoeuvrability over the great big Spanish ships, but in pitched battles like that, where they manage to get a decent broadside against me, the Spanish have the advantage. What I've got to do here is try and knock the sails of the lead Spanish ship out to slow the entire column down, allowing me to get ahead of the Spanish fleet and pick their ships off one at a time. So I've got this ship swinging around, and I'm going to, there we go, firing at the sails. There, taking the mast out. That'll slow the lead, that's the lead Spanish ship slowed down. This ship coming up on my right is a trade ship, so I'm not overly concerned by that. Okay, I'm going to turn this ship round now. I'm going to fire great chain shot at this ship. I'm giving my ships individual orders now because I find it easier than grouping my ships. Okay, right, this ship is getting exposed, so I'm going to keep bombarding that lead ship's masts. I'm going to go chain shot on that lead one, turn that ship around, round shot, round shot. Okay. Right, I'm going to weigh anchor there so it sails straight. Whoa, collision. Go on, take another mast out. That ship's getting bashed to pieces though. So yeah, I'm targeting one. This is a bit madness this at the moment. I'm targeting one ship at a time to try and disable them, and then move on to another ship, and then come back later and finish them off. Okay. Turn that ship round and that ship round. I need to get this lead ship's mast down. Switch that to round. Switch that to chain. Whew, bloody hell, hang on. Right, this ship's getting isolated. I'm going to turn it round to help me deal with this lead ship. Okay, so I've basically encircling the Spanish little fleet here. Wasn't quite my original plan, but you know, I'll take whatever opportunity arises. I'm trying to avoid attacking them from the side where their guns are strongest against my guns because they've got more firepower than me. So I'm attacking from the rear and front and then disabling their masts and then using round shot. There goes another mast there. So the more masts I take out, the slower the enemy fleet will be, and the more opportunities I'll have to capture the enemy ships. Okay, I'm going to send my frigates around the back like that, and my Nelson's out in front here. Don't know if this is historically accurate, probably not. And with the whole Spanish armada behind him, he's holding them all off on his own at the moment, which is pretty damn good. The rest of the fleet is circling around behind and disabling the Spanish ships one at a time. And weigh anchor there. Right, I'm just going to pound these ships from range with round shot. Once enough of the enemy ships have been... There goes one. routing. There we go, mast fallen off. He's had enough bugging out. I'm just going to finish him off, blow his other mast off and capture the ship.